Hi guys, in this lecture you will be learning the pseudo elements and the pseudo classes. So first of all, here I have already created the paragraph. So now I'm gonna use the pseudo elements to style the first line, first letter, and I'm gonna insert the data before and after this paragraph using the pseudo elements. So first of all, write the selector is the paragraph, then we have to write two columns, that is for the pseudo elements. Here first of all I'm gonna give the style to the first line of the paragraph, so we have to use the pseudo element first line. And now here is parenthesis, and here I'm gonna give it the color is red. Here is the red, and save it and let's execute it. So here I'm gonna check it. Color is here. First line we have to write first line. So now here the first line is become red. So we can also write first letter. So the first letter is styled. So here you can see that the first letter is become red. And another pseudo element is the before and after. Here if we write before, so we are able to insert the content before this paragraph. Here if we write content, and here is colon, and here if we write Fahd, and here is the colon, so this content, that is Fahd, is going to be inserted before this paragraph. Let's check it. Here you see that Fahd is inserted before the paragraph, and if we make it after, then this data is going to insert after the paragraph. Here is the Fahd, and we can also insert the pictures. Here if we write URL, and here if we write 1.jpg, and here you see that picture is inserted after the paragraph, and if we make it before, then check it. Here the picture is before the paragraph. So these are the pseudo elements, and now I am going to teach you the pseudo classes. So basically the pseudo classes, mostly pseudo classes are used to facilitate the form, to form inputs, how to check the input and all these things. So here I'm gonna remove this paragraph, and here create an input field without the form tag. Here is the type is checked. Input type is checkbox. So now here I'm gonna give it the style. Here what we need to do, first of all, I'm gonna give it a style. When we check the box, when we click on it, then its size is become increase. When we click on it, its size is become increase. So here we need to write the selector input and colon, and then in the pseudo classes we have to write only one colon, then write the checked. When the input field is checked, then its width is increased by 200 pixel, and let's execute it. And here its width is increasing, but I'm also going to give the height. Let's do this. So here you see that when we click on it, its height and width is increased. You can do the same thing on the radio box. Here if it is radio, then here you see that it is radio button. So in this way you can do many other things. You can apply this on other fields. And the next thing is for the text field. Here is the text field. Here, if the text field is disabled or enabled, so we are able to apply the style on it. Here is the field is disabled, so now I'm gonna change this pseudo class to the disabled, and here I'm gonna give it width and the background color is red. So now let's check it. So now this field is disabled, it have the increased width and the background color. And if this field is enabled, if this field is enabled, or so it is going to increase. It is not necessary here. This is enabled, and here yellow. So here I have changed it, and you can type the text in it. This field is now enabled, and it depends upon you. You want to write enable here or not. I want to tell you a focus property. Pseudo class focus. Now when we focus on this field, so here you see that the yellow color is apply and the width is increase. So what is this function? Here the input field is this, only this input field, so it applies the focus. When we click on it, it applies the style when we click on it, when we focus on this field. And the next thing is the optional. What are the optional fields? When I have teach you the form, at that time I have teach you the required. When we write the required in any input field, so the form cannot be submitted without that field. But here we have not write any required attribute, so this is an optional field. So when an optional field exists, so this style is applied. So here you see that. And if we write the required, so this style will not going to be applied on this field. And if we write required here, then this style will apply because this is a required field we have write. And if we want to apply the style on the read-only file, then let's watch this. Here is the read-only file. Here we have to write a hyphen, then it's work. Here it is read-only, the style is apply. And the next thing is if we remove it, then the field is read write. We are able to read and write the field. So now here this style is still apply. And the next thing is valid and invalid. Here I want to apply a email field, and here if somebody put the valid email, then it apply the yellow color, and if someone put the invalid email, then it will apply the red color. Here is the input. So now let's write here. When we write the invalid email, it's apply the red color, and when we write the complete gmail.com, so it insert the yellow color. So when we write the input, so it select all the input fields that are in the form, so this will not create any problem. So this is the way we can use the pseudo classes and the pseudo elements. If you have any problem in my lecture, so kindly add the discussion on Udemy. I will help you as much as I can. Thank you for watching this video.